So I'm sitting here in California with another monsoon happening outside, and I'm thinking these planetary weather disasters and calamities are almost like a daily occurrence. And about the political tension around the world, well, it doesn't appear to be going away anytime soon either. And the war in Ukraine just marked its 1 year anniversary this week. So it's not surprising that people are experiencing a lot of fear and tension, and still a lot of hopelessness. And even if our personal lives are good, we can easily go to a place of despair when we see the suffering that others are enduring. But here's the truth: each of us is more powerful than we know, and our individual actions affect every corner of creation. Hi, I'm Deborah Poneman, founder of Yes to Success, where we share knowledge and tools for you to live your ultimate life, and Ageless, anti-aging for your brain, your body, and your bliss. And I want to tell you the story of something that happened to me when I was 13 years old that actually showed me how powerful I was. So when I was 13, I was in I don't know if it was seventh or eighth grade at the East Prairie School and in Skokie, Illinois. And I was one of the cool girls. Now, I wasn't a mean girl, but the cool girls, we had a club and we gathered on the picnic tables out at the playground at recess. And, we hung out with each other. And one day I was sitting on the picnic table, and two of the girls who were in the club came up and they had another girl with them. And they said to the other girl, "We have good news for you. We have decided that we are going to invite you into our club." And the girl lit up like a Christmas tree. Oh my goodness. I mean, being in this club was the dream of every seventh grade girl at East Prairie School. And as soon as she lit up like that, the other two girls said, "Oh, we're just kidding. We would never invite you into our club." And I was like in shock. I could actually feel it right now. But I actually had my first spiritual experience of my young life at that moment, because what happened was that all of a sudden I saw the pain that that girl experienced. I saw it spread out from her, and I saw it was like I saw the world like it was a matrix, and it was actually, kind of like a matrix. And I saw that every corner of creation was contracted by her pain. I saw it spread out. It's kind of like a hologram. And I also saw at that moment that her pain went back into the bodies of the girls who caused it and multiplied hundredfold. And I'm watching this like it's a movie, but I remember at that moment saying to myself that I would never, ever, ever cause anybody pain as long as I lived, knowingly, that is, because I saw that not only, again, did it harm her, but it came back multiple fold to the people who caused the harm, and it affected the fabric of creation. So in my little 13-year-old life, I made that commitment. Have I been perfect? Well, no, not by a long shot. Do I try? Absolutely, 1,000% every moment of my life. Do I forgive myself when I'm not perfect? Yes, because there is no reason to, as my friend, the great leader and teacher Byron Katie says, there is no reason to put pain on pain. What do I do sometimes? I put my hand on my heart if I blow it, and I breathe. And just by putting your hand on your heart, it stimulates the production of oxytocin, which is a feel-good hormone. And I just say, "I love you. I forgive you. You're doing the best you can." Because the truth is, we always do the best we can. If we do something that's not the best we can, it's because we spaced out momentarily and we just were not present to doing the best we could. But if you really want to have an impact on the world, you may also want to go and ask forgiveness from that person. I mean, every time you scream at your kids or you're nasty to your neighbor because she won't cut the trees that are on your side of hanging over on your side of the fence, or every time you lay on the horn when somebody cuts you off, or even when you roll your eyes behind someone's back, it harms all of creation. But you can undo that harm and bring in an exponential amount of grace, on the other hand, of grace-filled light, by going back and saying, I'm really sorry I said that. I was just having a bad day, and I think you're a wonderful neighbor, and I'm so lucky to live next door to you. I just overreacted because, well, actually, when I think about it, I overreacted because I have a stress around raking leaves. I've had it since I was a child, and my parents made me rake the leaves, whatever it is. And I know that many of you are aware of the work of Masaru Emoto, the man who did the Messages from Water, that work, and his research absolutely confirmed the impact our words and thoughts have on all creation. Dr. Emoto, now deceased, he was a renowned Japanese scientist who provided us with factual evidence that human thoughts, words, and even feelings affect the world around us. His research was done on how vibration affects the molecular structure of water. He originally took water from various sources and put it in beakers and froze it and photographed the crystals using high-speed photography. Actually, his first photos were of spring water way up in the mountains outside of Seijo, Japan. And they were absolutely beautiful, beautiful, like elegant, symmetrical, glowing, bright crystals. And then he took photos of that same river after it flowed through an industrial area in Seijo, and the pictures were all ugly and distorted. Emoto furthered his research when he discovered that water actually responded to not only pollution, but outside stimuli like music. So the next phase of his research, he took a neutral source of water and played various music pieces and then froze the water and photographed the crystals. And what he found was that when he played Bach or Mozart, the crystals were breathtakingly beautiful. Once again, these crystalline patterns. And when he played heavy metal, they were all distorted with no discernible crystalline structure. But I think that the most magnificent research that beautifully illustrates what we're talking about here today came when Emoto conducted research where words were spoken by Japanese school children to the water. And when the children said, I love you to the water, and the water was frozen, the patterns were again breathtakingly beautiful. And when they said things like, I hate you, or I want to kill you, you didn't even want to look at the photos because the negative energy coming from the photographs was so intense. And that's the photographs of the water that I'm talking about. And maybe even more profound was the research that Dr. Emoto did when he actually typed words from a word processor and printed them out, and he taped the pieces of paper onto the side of these beakers. He put them around the beakers of water, and he froze those beakers and photographed them. And on the beaker that he wrote, it was the energy of like a command, like do it. The water again was all distorted, and on the beaker that with love he typed out, let's do it. Well, the energy of that absolutely was transferred to the water, and again, beautiful, beautiful crystals. So since over 70% of our bodies and the body of Mother Earth are made up of water, every word we speak, the music we play, even the words we type, have a concrete effect on ourselves, on others, and the planet as a whole. I mean, do you realize that if you speak harsh words and the person doesn't even physically hear you, it still affects 70% of that person's body and yours and all of creation? So if we want to contribute to a world that is at peace, we need to be quicker to praise and slower to criticize. We need to infuse our words with kindness. Even if you need to tell somebody a truth that's uncomfortable, do it in the kindest way possible with the intent to do no harm. We need to say things like, can you please hand me those scissors instead of give me the scissors? You see, when you feel the energy, it's so different. And even if we need to say no, do it with a yes attitude. I love you, and that just doesn't work out for me today. I'd love to do it for you, you know that, but right now it's a no. And if you ever doubt that you're making a difference in the world, just remember that everything is energy, as I discovered when I was 13 years old. We are all connected by the matrix, and you are so much more powerful than you can even imagine. And you don't have to be on the cover of Time magazine to change the world. You just have to watch the vibration that you're putting forth and just be kind. So thanks for listening. I send you my love, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.